Hello, everyone, once again, and welcome to IU East men's basketball for the first time this season on the Red Wolves Sports Network. I'm Caleb Gillock, along with IU East Assistant Athletic Director and Sports Information Director Kyle Wright. Kyle, how are you this afternoon?
Doing great. Halfway through our big weekend. I had volleyball yesterday at Cincinnati Christian. A really impressive win, actually, for IU East. Finished the conference season at 7-3. Now, this is kind of the middle point of our big weekend, the men's basketball opener here at Indiana Wesleyan against Purdue North Central. And tomorrow, of course, the big first, not only the first game of the season, but the first game ever for the IU East women's basketball team. Half hour, 2 hour east at Taylor University. So just a big weekend. We're excited we could join you for it.
All right, well, definitely a big weekend for our Red Wolves today. We are in Marion, Indiana at Indiana Wesleyan, like Kyle said, inside Lucky Arena for the Caleb Dimmich Memorial Tournament. First game for the Red Wolves in this tournament, they'll be taking on Purdue North Central. Now let's talk a little bit about IU East. Like we said, they're taking on Purdue North Central in this first game, then Oklahoma Wesleyan tomorrow. Last season, IU East looks back to bounce back from an 11-20 season last year. Red Wolves are 4-0 against Purdue North Central since joining the NAIA, with the most recent meeting in the fall of 2011. IU East won 3 of the previous meetings by double digits. IU East is playing its first 3 games here on the home floor of the reigning NAIA Division II national champions, the Indiana Wesleyan Wildcats here at IWU. IU East is 3-4 in season openers since joining the NAIA. Junior guard Houston Clark from Kokomo needs 4 rebounds today to match the school record for career rebounds. Brett Burris, a 2011 IU East graduate, holds the current record of 446 career rebounds. IU East is 0-1 in games played on Halloween. The Red Wolves' other Halloween game was an 82-78 setback at the Oregon Institute of Technology back in 2009. Last year, IU East was the 11th in the NAIA with 87.6 points per game, 11th in the NAIA with a 744 free throw percentage, and 15th in the NAIA with an 8.6 steals per game. Some of the other Red Wolves in the rankings, senior guard Tyler Fangman was 11th in the NAIA with 23.2 points per game, and junior guard Vache Davis was 39th in the NAIA with a 534 field goal percentage. And 2 years ago, Houston Clark was 25th in the NAIA with 8.5 rebounds per game and 26th in the NAIA with 1.4 blocks per game. Now let's take a look at Purdue North Central. They finished last season 9-21, which represented a 3-win improvement for the Panthers. 6'4 senior guard Justin Reynolds and 6'1 junior guard Miles Merchant are the Panthers' top returnees over at Purdue North Central. Kyle, sounds like it should be a great matchup here today at IWU.
Well, hopefully not if you're an IU East fan. Red Wolves, the talent base is just a lot better. What I tell people, last year I could look all of our players in the eye. I'm 6'1", that's not a good thing for basketball. This year, when the guys are in the athletics area or if I'm at practice, I have to look up to pretty much all of them. So that's a good thing, just really expecting good things. Purdue North Central, on the upward swing, their coach is in his second full season. Had to take over actually on the fly, not last year, but the year before that. Had to take over 2 games into the season. Whenever that happens, you're going to be behind on recruiting a bit. Really, you need to have your recruiting base in the fall, so he's behind on that. As of October this year, they had 20 guys on the roster. It's down to a more manageable number right now. But if you're IU East, if you have designs on getting back to the national tournament, which I think is the long-range goal, this is a game that it needs to go in the win column. So I'm sure Purdue North Central's, I hope springs eternal on opening day, and I'm sure they're en route to an improved season for themselves. But if you're IU East, if you're serious about wanting to finish this season in Branson, Missouri, which is the home of the national tournament, this is one you need to win and play well in.
All right, well, if you had a chance to watch our men's basketball season preview on Inside IU East Sports, the roster this season includes 14 players, 2 seniors, 6 juniors, 2 sophomores, and 4 freshmen on the Red Wolves roster. We'll first introduce the non-starters. That's Matthew Werner, Vache Davis, Nick Bolenbacher, Jason Ray, Trey Boyd, Lucas Huffman, Parker Salinas, Josh Price, and Brian Slatter. Then let's go ahead and meet our starting lineups for the matchup between the Purdue University North Central Panthers and the IU East Red Wolves. Starting for the Panthers, a 5'10 guard, senior guard, number 4, Kiwan Ollie from Merrillville, Indiana. Also at guard, a 6-foot senior from Hobart, Indiana, number 11, Nick Lafty. A 6'3 freshman, or 6'3 junior forward from Merrillville, Indiana, number 15, Quan Terrell. And a 6'6 freshman forward from DeMont, Indiana, number 10, Cody Nelms. And a 6'5 junior forward from Chicago, Illinois, number 12, Clarence Heath. And now the starting lineup for the IU East Red Wolves. Starting at forward, a 6'6 junior, number 0, Dominic Williams. Also a 6'9 freshman at forward, number 1, Brad Hunt. A 6'3 guard, senior, number 2, Tyler Fingman. A 6'6 junior at guard, number 4, Houston Clark. And a 6'2 guard, freshman, number 5, Jacoby Claypool. Of course, the Red Wolves, coached by Mark Hester, and the Purdue North Central Panthers, coached by Matt Bush. Kyle, what do you think about the matchup between the Panthers and the Red Wolves this afternoon?
For the Red Wolves, just a lot of new. Everyone's in a new role. I mean, there's I believe 8 guys back. But even then, they're going to be in different roles. Some of them we were looking on to, like Tyler Fangman, for instance. Last year, we needed him to score 25 points a game just for us to kind of stay in games. This year, Tyler's better. I mean, he got better over the summer, but we're not necessarily going to need 25 points a game out of him. Someone like Vache Davids averaged 16 points a game last year and did it efficiently, hit 53% of his shots. You see him coming off the bench today. If he was able to score 16 points a game as the number 2 option, it's going to be real hard for folks to cover all of IU East options if he's one of the top options off the bench. So a lot of new players, a lot of new roles. Again, the pieces are there. I'm not just saying it because it's this year. I think this is as many pieces talent-wise as IU East has had in a long, long time, including some of those 24-win seasons that we had. And the sooner it comes together as people adjust to either being new or filling in their new roles, the Red Wolves are going to be a real hard team to deal with this year.
And when I've had a chance to talk with head coach Mark Hester and also assistant coach David Sanders, they both have talked about how their goal for this season is to be national champions. And it seems like they've definitely got all the skill and talent they need, and it's just putting it all together throughout the course of the season.
Yeah, you just got to get there. For those that are kind of new to our broadcast, the NAI National Tournament's 32 teams. Again, IU East has made it twice. It's 5 games in 7 days, so it's just whoever gets hot at the right time. Many times the top seeds don't necessarily win it, so it's not necessarily a matter of going out there with a high ranking. It's a matter of going out there playing well at the right time. So if the Red Wolves, they've proven they can get there, there's some pieces there that I think they've got a chance to get hot at the right time. There's not going to be anyone. There's times we've gone out there and I've looked, and again, that whole can you look the guys in the eye or not? You don't want to look them in the eye. You want to be able to look up way up at them. This year, we're not going to be looking up to anyone. We've got enough physical talent and basketball talent to, I believe, to match up to anyone in the country.
And the Red Wolves get to start things off. That was number 4, Houston Clark. And he's going to start the game off with a 2-0 lead for the Red Wolves.
Have you ever seen a season for anyone start like that?
No, I haven't.
Dunk right off the tip. Welcome back, Houston, out all year last year with the ankle injury. I'd say he's ready to go.
Out on top right now for the Panthers, Kiwan Ollie. And it's going to be inside and tied up. And that's going to go to the Panthers off of the alternating possession with 19:29 left here in the first half. Kiwan Ollie inbounding the ball for the Panthers. He will inbound to number 10, Kendrick Lee. Out on top now for Purdue North Central. Over to the left wing. And shot clock violation. This one goes to the Red Wolves.
Again, not to put too much on the first 41 seconds of a season. We're 19-19 left in the first half. Defense, a big problem last year. Start off with forcing a shot clock violation. You cannot start a season better than this.
Now out top for the Red Wolves. That's Brad Hunt out on top, 6'9". And a tough shot there by Jacoby Claypool. He's going to go to the line and shoot 2. Foul goes down on number 4, Kiwan Ollie. That's his first. Team's first on the Panthers.
Looking over the Purdue North Central lineup, Ty Kowalski's number 22, not in the starting lineup. He was their returning scorer from last year. I inadvertently left him out of the season preview, or the game preview. Coach Hester actually called me on the road, like, our whole defensive game plan centered around him. Are you sure he's out? And actually, he's on the roster. It was Heath had that basket for Purdue North Central a couple possessions back, so he's got all the field goals for the Panthers.
The shot by the Red Wolves. And it looks like Claypool's going to go to the line to shoot two.
Was hoping for some continuation by the book. I don't think it should have counted, but we've seen some NBA-like and ones in our time here. But probably the right choice given the Red Wolves the ball out of bounds.
All right, looks like Claypool will inbound for the Red Wolves. And shot goes up by Fagman, but doesn't fall, but there's Hunt to rebound. Brad Hunt now has 4 points on the game as the Red Wolves lead 11-4 here in the first half with 16-14 left to go. And that's going to be rebounded underneath by Purdue North Central's number 3. They've also had a lot of number changes on their roster tonight, but number 3, Mile Merchant, right there is Dominic Williams with an easy basket. And Red Wolves have the 13-4 lead here in the first half as Purdue North Central takes a timeout with 15:57 left in the first half. We'll be right back with more IU East men's basketball on the Red Wolves Sports Network.
This is where a busy mom can work toward a bachelor's degree from a top national university during softball practice. It's where a service member can continue his college studies from anywhere in the world, and where you'll benefit from one of the country's most effectively delivered online programs.
Woohoo!
So, if you've ever wondered if a college education is really worth it, this is where you'll see that it is. This is Indiana University East Online.
And welcome back to IU East volleyball or not volleyball anymore. That was yesterday. Men's basketball today.
That's been your last 30 broadcasts,
Yeah.
so I can understandably to be in the habit of saying that.
Red Wolves have the 13-4 lead here in the men's basketball matchup between Purdue North Central and IU East. There's Miles Merchant out for the Panthers.
And Merchant would be their top returning scorer at this point with the gentleman we mentioned earlier not in the lineup today. So he'll probably becomes the new focus of IU East defensive efforts.
And going to be a turnover. And ball will go to the Red Wolves.
Sounds like immediate timeout, Caleb.
All right, so we're going to take another timeout. Red Wolves lead 13-4 with 15:32 left in the first half. We're right back with more IU East men's basketball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. Hello, I'm Caleb Gillock, the host of Inside IU East Sports, a show where we talk with coaches, players, and other guests about what's happening with IU East athletics.
In the top 100 high school seniors.
Last year we were fortunate enough to do a variety of things on the track and then off to be able to be considered.
Make sure to join us on Friday nights at 8:30 p.m. on WETV Channel 20.
This is where a busy mom can work toward a bachelor's degree from a top national university during softball practice. It's where a service member can continue his college studies from anywhere in the world, and where you'll benefit from one of the country's most effectively delivered online programs.
Woohoo!
So, if you've ever wondered if a college education is really worth it, this is where you'll see that it is. This is Indiana University East Online.
And welcome back to IU East men's basketball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. 13-4 lead for IU East as they have possession of the ball here out of the timeout. Here's Clark over to number 33. That's Parker Salinas with the two-pointer jump shot there for IU East.
The old Kokomo High School teammates hooking up. Houston and Parker were teammates on Kokomo's 2011 Class 4A state runner-up team, and I'm sure they had a few connections like that back in the 2010-11 season.
And it looks like we have an offensive foul on the Red Wolves. And that's going to go against Nick Bolenbacher. His first foul, team's first on the Red Wolves. And bringing the ball up the floor right now for the Panthers, Nick Lafty. Lafty over to Merchant. And turn around on to the inside was number 12, Cyril Lewis.
If we're going to pick any nits at this point, what's been a great start for IU East, a little trouble corralling the defensive rebounds. Purdue North Central's gotten a few extra shots at it. Hadn't really mattered today, but that's something that they've been in position. I think you'll agree with me, just haven't corralled the ball. Just a little thing that
Definitely.
if you're going to pick any nit at this point, that'd be about it.
There's Cyril Lewis for the Panthers. 6 points now for Purdue North Central as they trail 16-6. Down by 10 with 14-16 left here in the first half. And the foul's going to go on Purdue's number 10, Kendrick Lee. That's his second, team's fourth.
Even the foul column piling up in the Red Wolves' favor. Only one against IU East, 4 against Purdue North Central, make it 5 as Vache Davis does what he does best. So Red Wolves going to be probably shooting a lot of free throws in the last 10 minutes of this half.
Like Kyle said, the basket was good for Vache Davis. And the foul was also on number 10. That was Kendrick Lee. That's his third right now, Kyle. Not even halfway through the first half.
So I'm counting players on the Purdue North Central bench. I'm seeing 5 there, so it looks like they've got, assuming they're all available to play, substitution options. But again, some of them in T-shirts, maybe some injuries or things we're not aware of. But Yeah, 3 fouls in the first 6 minutes, not a position you want to be in at any level.
And a free throw by Claypool was missed. And rebound there by Vache Davis.
Nice job by Vache. Kind of a you broke it, you fix it deal. He was responsible for the turnover, but able to hustle back on defense, interfered with the shot, and able to get the rebound.
There's Josh Price with his first basket of the season, 22-6.
And what we're seeing, IU East getting to the basket pretty much whatever they want. Purdue able to stop the shot, but that's leaving guys open. Red Wolves are finding the open guys. Just a layup drill right now for the Red Wolves.
Red Wolves get the rebound, bring it back down the floor. Over into the corner to Salinas. That's going to be missed by Price. And sub will come in for Purdue North Central. Red Wolves have the 20-6 lead here in the first half with 13:01 left. Ball inbounded now to the Panthers. As Kiwan Ollie brings the ball up the court for Purdue North Central. Go over to the right side to number 11, Nick Lafty. Inside is Cyril Lewis.
Going to have the reach in. Looks like it's on Vache.
And that is going to be on Vache Davis. That's his first. Team foul number 2 on the Red Wolves. So 5-2 on the foul count here in the first half with 12:44 left. Red Wolves have the 20-6 lead. Here's a shot in the corner by number 4, Kiwan Ollie.
Red Wolves will give up that shot all day long. Off the dribble, three-pointer. No need to really contest it. IU East will be more than content to let Purdue North Central take shots like that.
Boyd with the ball out top to Fangman. Fangman over to Clark. This one's going to be missed.
Like he was going for that rebound record on one possession.
And it looks like Purdue North Central is going to take another timeout as the Red Wolves lead 20-6. We'll be right back with more IU East men's basketball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. Hello, I'm Caleb Gillock, the host of Inside IU East Sports, a show where we talk with coaches, players, and other guests about what's happening with IU East athletics.
In the top 100 high school seniors.
Last year we were fortunate enough to do a variety of things on the track and then off to be able to be considered.
Make sure to join us on Friday nights at 8:30 p.m. on WETV Channel 20. And welcome back to IU East men's basketball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. Red Wolves up 20-6 here in the first half over Purdue North Central with 12:13 left here in the first half. Ollie brings the ball up the court for the Panthers. Started up front by Bolenbacher. Inside to Terrell, and it's going to be a foul on the play.
That was a nice give and go run by the Panthers there.
And it sounds like the foul is going to be on, I believe they called it on number 1, that's Brad Hunt.
Yeah, I believe he was there for to try to stop that shot, but had the swinging motion on the attempt for the block. Anytime you got that swinging motion, chances are it's going to get called.
And back in for the Red Wolves, Josh Price and Jacoby Claypool. As the first free throw by the Panthers' number 15, Terrell, was good. And he misses the second one. 20-7 here in the first half. And right there is Houston Clark. Makes it 22-7.
6 points already for Houston. He's the high man for the Red Wolves early on. And this is going to go into the backcourt, picked up by Ollie.
And they are going to call a backcourt violation. It'll go to the Red Wolves.
Another good defensive stand for IU East. Purdue North Central, I should say, that they've gotten the ball down low quite a few times. IU East having a couple 6'9" guys have been able to erase a lot of that, something they may not have been able to have done last year. So Purdue North Central getting in good spots, just IU East with the ability to kind of keep good things from happening off of it.
And they're going to call an illegal screen on Dominic Williams. That's his first. 4 fouls now on the Red Wolves, as IU East leads 22-7. Not quite halfway through the first half. And out top, Ollie with the ball. Now down low to Terrell.
That was the 4th rebound for Houston, so that ties the school record. Next one, he will be number 1 by himself. And those that follow IU's basketball, Brent Burris was a 5'9" guard. He was our first 4-year men's basketball player, so that alone gave him a head start. But he was not afraid at all to go in against a 6'9" center and try to take balls away from him. Got called for a few fouls in the process of doing that. But, yeah, just a great accomplishment by Houston to break that record in basically 2 years, and it was a heck of an accomplishment actually by Brent to be the 4-year players we've had. A little 5'9" guy, got more rebounds than any of them.
And the ball goes out of bounds. It'll go to the Red Wolves as Purdue North Central's number 13 comes in for the Panthers. And that's Shane Spells. Clark has the ball and gives it out top to Claypool. Claypool has the ball once again, passes inside to Clark. He'll pass out top. Here's the shot, and this one's not any good by, looks like Williams.
That was Williams, yep.
Here's Kiwan Ollie, shot fake, goes into the inside. And a shot by Ollie will be missed. This one's going to go out of bounds, and it'll stay North Central basketball.
Five offensive rebounds for Purdue North Central. Again, hasn't mattered to this point, but something the Red Wolves are going to want to clean up.
Ollie inbounds the ball to Terrell. And this one's going to be good. The foul looks like it's going to go.
This on Josh Price was there for the personal.
And it is on Josh Price. That's 5 fouls now on the Red Wolves. So foul count all tied up at 5. And that puts number 12, Cyril Lewis, at the line to shoot 2. Okay, no, he did not shoot 2. The basket was good for him, wasn't it?
Yes,
right.
He did make.
All right, 22-9 here in the first half. Fegman has the ball out top. Passes in, trying to pass inside to.
Nice pass.
And a nice effort there by Josh Price.
Houston's going to set an assist record if he's not careful. Huey's, that's 2 that I know of. They've got him credited for, that'll be his 3rd overall. So just a great all-around start for Houston Clark today.
24-9 here in the first half with 9:12 left to go. Here's Kiwan Ollie. Passes over to number 21. That's Caleb Brannon. Spells passes back out top to Ollie. Ollie over to Brannon. Shot clock down to 12. Here's the shot by Spells. This one's going to be missed. Rebounded by Price. Here's Fangman. And the basket's good.
That was a great outlet pass by Josh Price. He didn't need much of a, he must have an arm because he just flicked that wrist, saw Tyler Fangman open. Tyler kind of waited for the defense to get to him, able to draw the contact, score the basket, boost the Red Wolves lead up to 17.
Fouls on Shane Spells. That's his first. Team 6th on the Panthers.
fans on the broadcast see the mask on Tyler Fengman dealing with a broken nose. He can play through it basically as long as he feels comfortable, as long as he wears the mask. They're saying he'll need about a week to let it recover once they go in and fix it. So looking for spots in the schedule where it might be safe to let him sit a week. But until then, we'll be seeing Tyler in that mask. So far, it looks like no worse for the wear.
Free throw is good for Fingman. Red Wolves up 27-9 with 8:35 left in the first half. Panthers number 3, Miles Merchant has the ball, stolen by Claypool. Claypool passes over, and this one's going to be good by Vache Davis.
Just great fundamental basketball. Jacoby Claypool took it as far as he could. When the defense came, left it for an open Vache Davis, and Vache can definitely make an open left-handed layup.
Red Wolves lead 29-9, up by 20 here in the first half over Purdue North Central. Here's a shot by Caleb Brannon, and this one's going to be off the front end of the rim.
Almost over and back there. You heard me whistling. I think they say something about all 3 prongs, ball, feet, body, all has to be behind the line or something like that. I don't think the ball ever got behind, so we got away with it, but closer than we maybe should have cut it.
All right, Red Wolves up by 20, 29-9 here at the Caleb Dimmich Memorial Tournament. We'll be right back with more IU East men's basketball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. Also a little
This is where a busy mom can work toward a bachelor's degree from a top national university during softball practice. It's where a service member can continue his college studies from anywhere in the world, and where you'll benefit from one of the country's most effectively delivered online programs.
Woohoo!
So, if you've ever wondered if a college education is really worth it, this is where you'll see that it is. This is Indiana University East Online.
Hello, I'm Caleb Gillock, the host of Inside IUE Sports, a show where we talk with coaches, players, and other guests about what's happening with IUE's athletics.
In the top 100 high school seniors.
Last year we were fortunate enough to do a variety of things on the track and then off to be able to be considered.
Make sure to join us on Friday nights at 8:30 p.m. on WETV Channel 20. And welcome back to IU East men's basketball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. IU East up by 20, 29-9 here in the first half with 7:56 left in the first half. And Claypool slides with the ball on the inbound. No travel called, but there will be a jump ball, and this will be in favor of the Red Wolves.
That may have been Jacoby's welcome to college basketball moment there. High school, I'm pretty sure that would have been a foul. Here, it's a play on, and it should be a play on. Jacoby got bumped a little bit. I think literally for the rest of his career, I think he'll be ready to absorb that and keep going.
All right, and inbounding the ball is Trey Boyd. He's going to inbound to Claypool. Claypool will walk the ball across the half-court line. Goes to the left side, hands off to Boyd. Boyd over to Davis. Davis passes out to Claypool. Brad Hunt on top of the key. This one's going to hit the rim and fall off for Hunt. And now still 29-9 as the Panthers have the ball. Pass out top over to Shane Spells now on the right side, and he's going to walk before he dribbles. And a travel called on the Panthers. It'll be Red Wolves basketball. Williams set to inbound the ball to Jacoby Claypool. Claypool jogs the ball up the floor, crosses the half-court line. Vache Davis with the ball. He's going to go down the right side. Spin move over to Trey Boyd. Trey Boyd. Pass underneath to Davis. Davis goes up, and it's good for the Red Wolves. 31-9.
Among the many things that have been excellent for IU today, great interior passing. Some of them by big guys, which you don't always see, especially at this level. So a lot to be happy about, but the fact that they're finding the openings in traffic, a great sign to see for IU East on offense.
Lafty with the basket for the Panthers, 31-11. Claypool has the ball over on the right side. Passes down to Davis. Davis cross court to Trey Boyd. He'll go up the middle, and this one's going to be no good. for Trey Boyd. And now Purdue North Central has the ball, passes down into the right corner to Merchant. And it's going to stay Panther basketball as it's tipped out of bounds. Now inbounded by Merchant. He's going to pass out top to number 11, Nick Lafty. Lafty goes all the way around to the left side underneath the basket. Looks for Terrell, but he's not open. Red Wolves get the ball.
Look out.
Here
Flight
is
zero.
Dominic Williams. And Red Wolves up 33-11.
I'm often called the cold, heartless computer of the athletic office. IU East at this tournament last year down about this much at halftime of its second game. Came back and took the lead in that game. So if you're looking for reasons to stay motivated, that I imagine might get mentioned in the IU East locker room to make sure that the Red Wolves stay on point throughout the end of the first half and into the second half. This game has a slightly different feel than that game did, though.
And the basket is good for Trey Boyd. .35 points now for the Red Wolves as Parker Salinas comes in. And Dominic Williams will go take a rest as Trey Boyd is at the line to shoot one. And his free throw is good. 36-11 here in the first half with 5:24 remaining. And that last foul is on Caleb Brannon, his first, team 7th. And that will stay Purdue basketball. Red Wolves lead here in the first half. Keelan Ollie back in for the Panthers. He's going to go down low to inbound the ball for Purdue North Central. And it looks like Merchant was open out on the right side, and he eventually passes into him. Over to Brandon, back to Merchant. Merchant to Lewis. Lewis out to Brandon. Brandon's going to drive and have a whistle on the play. Looks like it's going to be called on and who did they call that on, Kyle? Looks like
they've got 21 on the scoreboard. Is that from the previous foul?
Yep, that's correct.
So that'd be Trey Boyd for those of you keeping score at home.
And that's going to be IU East basketball. IU East has the lead 36-11.
And I got to say, they're probably more happy with the 11 than with the 36. If this actually held up for the whole game, that means Purdue North Central would score like 30 points. They'll probably warm up as it goes along. But, again, with defense being the main culprit behind whatever struggles the Red Wolves had last year, to come out and even though Purdue North Central was a 9-20 type team last year, to hold anyone to 11 points through 15 minutes, you're doing something better on defense. I'm sure that's what they're most pleased with to this point.
Bryce back in for the Red Wolves, passes down low to Salinas, and he's going to go to the line to shoot two. It looks like the foul is going to be on the Panthers' number 15, Quan Terrell. It's 8 fouls now in the first half on the Panthers as Parker Salinas goes to the line to shoot two. The first one comes up short off the front end of the rim. And some subs coming in for Purdue North Central. Here's Parker at the line to shoot one more. IU East leads 36-11. This one also comes up short. And traveling called on the Red Wolves. It's going to be Panthers basketball.
I'd like to see the replay on that. Trey took a big step. It was one of those that looked like a travel. It may very well have been. I honestly don't know if that was his second foot or not. It may have been just everyone was kind of expecting him to step one way, and he stepped the other way, which left him open, and everyone kind of was like, well, that can't be right. But I wouldn't mind going back. If those of you watching on YouTube, you can scroll the little red bar back and see. neither here nor there, but I would be curious to see if that actually was a legal move.
Lofty over to Brandon. Brandon over to Merchant. He'll go across the top of the key. Out top now for the Panthers. Passes off to Ollie. Ollie over to Brandon. Brandon puts up the three, and this one's good. Brandon has 3 points for the Panthers. Now out top for the Red Wolves was number 11, Nick Bollenbacher. It's going to be missed and rebounded. Here is number 45, Brian Slater. And Bollenbacher with the ball out. Here's Salinas. Three comes up short. Off the rim. 36-14. Here's Brandon with another three. This one will go off the front end of the rim and be rebounded by North Central's number 12. And almost goes into the backcourt, but caught out top by the Panthers' number 11, Nick Lafty. Brandon has the ball. He's going right. Spin move on Salinas. And this one's going to be an alternating possession, and it will go to Purdue North Central.
Nice hands by Lucas Huffman there. He caused the tie-up. We mentioned he's been missing some practice with a back injury. Just got fully cleared a couple days ago. So I believe this is his first run of the afternoon. And good to see him getting in the swing of things.
And barely inbounds. Here's Parker Salinas bringing the ball up the floor. He will give it to, looks like, Lucas Huffman. That one will be missed by him. Red Wolves still with the 36-14 lead with 2:44 to go in the first half.
Lucas will dunk that in a couple weeks. Again, we mentioned he's missed quite a bit of practice, so give him a couple weeks. That'll be an automatic two.
And the basket was good for Nick Lafty. And looks like the foul's going on Parker Salinas. 7 fouls now on the Red Wolves as they are up by 20, 36-16. But Lafty at the line to shoot one. Nick Lafty 2 for 2 from field goal range. Misses this free throw. And Purdue North Central will get the rebound off of the play. And 36-16 with 2:30 remaining here in the first half. And Lewis puts up a shot. This one will not fall. There's Huffman. Gives it to Price. Price. And Huffman will give it back to Bollenbacher. Bollenbacher passes off to Brian Slatter. And that's his first 2 points of the season. Red Wolves up 38-16.
Nice cut by Brian. He's always effective. Cutting up the players' highlight tapes over the summer. Brian's is actually the easiest to do for a reason that when he gets the ball in the hands, good things happen. Now, he doesn't get the ball in his hands as often, but he's very efficient when he gets it. And, again, one of his first touches tonight results in an easy basket.
And here's the shot by Lucas Huffman. That will be missed from three-point range.
There we go for Lucas Huffman.
The basket is good for Huffman.
I expect that'll get him on track. Caleb, it's the first half. 13 of the 14 Red Wolves have already scored.
Yes.
That's the type of thing that I put in an article after the whole game. They're on pace to do it in a half.
Huffman now with 2 points on the night, correct?
Yes, that broke the ice for him.
Okay. So he's 1 for 2 from field goal range tonight and also missed a three-pointer. Here's his first free throw of the night, and it is good. The Red Wolves up 41-16 with a minute 23 to go. And the foul's going to go against Slatter. 8 fouls now on the Red Wolves.
Impressed by both teams, actually. Their early games last year, they've really tightened up the fouling rules. We were here for 2 hours for games. Both teams were shooting about 30 free throws. Both teams able to move the feet, keep the hands away from fouling position, and it's resulted in a pretty efficient first half. So a good defensive technique by both teams.
First free throw by Brandon is good. And second one is as well. Now 18 points totaled up for the Panthers. And here's the Red Wolves bringing the ball up the floor. And Matthew Werner was the one that brought the ball up the floor that time for the Red Wolves. Now out top was Salinas. He'll pass over to Slider in the corner, who will miss another three-pointer. And a basket for the Red Wolves. Kyle, who's that?
Josh Price able to corral the rebound, easy turnaround, and 6'9", something you can't coach. He's had several inches on the person trying to defend him, so able to just rise up, shoot over him, an easy layup.
Missed three-pointer there by Nick Lafty. And a foul on the play. Looks like it's going to go on number 21, Caleb Brandon. That's his second. Team's 10th on the Panthers, so that's going to put, looks like Matthew Warner at the line to shoot two here in the double bonus. Here's the first free throw by Warner. This one's going to kind of roll around on the rim and fall off the right side.
He hit 22 out of 25 last year, 88%, so this one's going in.
Good free throw there by Warner. Now 44 points to the Purdue 18 here in the first half with 36 seconds to go. And swatted away by number 32, Lucas Huffman. It's going to go out of bounds to stay Panther basketball. But a nice effort there by Huffman. Try to get the steal with 23.6 left on the scoreboard here in the first half. And there's a shot by Merchant that will be missed. And with 1 second left, the Red Wolves are going to go to halftime with a 44-18 lead. Kyle, what did you think about the first half?
It couldn't have gone better if you're IU East. It started with the dunk off the tip for Houston Clark, 44 points, a good number. The defense, just 18 points allowed. You just can't ask for a better start to the season.
All right, and also now joining us here, all the way here in Marion, is the new athletic director at IU East. It's Joe Griffin. Joe, thanks for joining us. How are you today?
Doing great. Doing great. Great start for the season.
Definitely a great start for the season. It's also great to have you here with us today on the road at Indiana Wesleyan. Well, of course, you're the new athletic director here at IU East, and tell us how the job's going so far.
It's going great. I think we're off to a good start. I think cross country has been doing pretty good, and volleyball's a great run as of late. The great finish.
A lot going on the 11th as well. The groundbreaking and stuff. Tell us a little bit about that as well.
Well, the groundbreaking, of course, that's just the official part. We'll see when the building gets going, but that's just going to be the next phase, the next area jump for the athletic department as well as the student body to get that student event center up on campus. This is going to be great to have something on campus. I think that's going to be a level of excitement and to building around the community. It hasn't been there in the past, and I think we'll just generate even more than what we're doing.
All right. Well, anything else you'd like to add this afternoon?
Well, man, I like the men's team. I think they're winning on the defensive end. Anytime you can let a college team only scored 18 points, and I was a little disappointed they had the 18. They just played great defense and moved the ball well, was moving the ball past. I mean, just really good basketball. You just like to see it. So.
All right. Well, thank you, Joe. That's Joe Griffin, the new athletic director here at IU East. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back with some of the stats from the first half. We'll be right back with IU East, the halftime show, men's basketball, here on the Red Wolf Sports Network.
This is where a busy mom can work toward a bachelor's degree from a top national university during softball practice. It's where a service member can continue his college studies from anywhere in the world. and where you'll benefit from one of the country's most effectively delivered online programs.
Woohoo!
So, if you've ever wondered if a college education is really worth it, this is where you'll see that it is. This is Indiana University East Online.
Hello, I'm Caleb Gillock, the host of Inside IUE Sports, a show where we talk with coaches, players, and other guests about what's happening with IUE's athletics.
In the top 100 high school seniors.
Last year we were fortunate enough to do a variety of things on the track and then off to be able to be considered.
Make sure to join us on Friday nights at 8:30 p.m. on WETV Channel 20.
Dylan Newman had a terrible dislocated shoulder after a bad dirt bike accident. The long-term solution, surgery and intense rehab.
I trusted Reed Orthopedics because they had already fixed my ankle. And within 4 months of my surgery, Dr. Miller and my Reed therapist, April, helped me to regain my motion and most of my strength. Thanks to Reed Ortho, I can get back to what I love. It's all about trust. Right, Dr. Miller?
Right here at Reed.
Right here in Richmond.
I'm Dr. Ganesh Ramachandran, the region's only hand specialist at Reed Orthopedic Center. Patients love how easy it is having everything under one roof and how easy it is to get here. Right here at Reed Orthopedic Center, right here in Richmond.
And back on IUE Red Wolves basketball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. Going to take a quick look at the halftime stats. As you can see, the score, IU East 44, Purdue North Central 18 in the season opener for both teams. We'll take a look first at Purdue North Central. Leading the way for the Panthers is Clarence Heath with 8 points on 4 of 7 shooting. Also scoring for the Panthers, Caleb Brannon has 5 points. Nick Lafty has 4 points. Siwan Terrell with 1 point. Folks who played but did not score, that would be Brandon Adkins, Miles Mershand, Kewan Ollie, Cody Nelms, and Shane Spells. For rebounds, their top rebounder is Terrell with 4. Their top assist person is Ollie with 2. As far as foul trouble, Nelms has 3. Brandon and Ollie with 2 apiece. For a total of 10 fouls. They shot 7 of 28 from the field. That's 25%. Just 1 of 11 from three-point range. That is 9%. 0-9, not 90. They've got 17 rebounds, 2 assists, 10 team fouls. For IU East, it's going to take a while. Pretty much everyone who played scored. Leading the way, we've got several people with 6 points. Houston Clark with 6. Vashay Davis with 6. Josh Price with 6 in his debut. With 5 points, we've got Tyler Fengman. Several guys with 4 points. Just a very balanced offense for IU East tonight. Dom Williams with 4. Brad Hunt with 4. With 3 points, we've got Trey Boyd, Lucas Huffman, and Parker Salinas all with 3 points apiece. With a deuce is Brian Schlatter, 1 point apiece for Matthew Werner and Jacoby Claypool. For rebounds, top rebounder Josh Price with 6, so a very impressive debut for Josh. 5 rebounds for Houston Clark. He came into this needing 4 rebounds to establish a new school record for career rebounds, so Houston's got that record in the first half as we perhaps predicted and expected. 3 boards for Brad Hunt, 4 boards for Parker Salinas as well. Houston Clark has 3 assists. Tyler Fengman also has a couple dimes. IU East 19 of 37 from the field, so basically 50%. They've hit 1 out of 4 threes, not nearly as many three-point attempts as you're accustomed to seeing your Red Wolves take, but they haven't needed it to. They've been able to work their way inside for some high percentage shots. One of the few flies in the ointment, 5 out of 10 from the free throw line. Obviously, you want to see that higher. 28 rebounds, so 28 to 17 rebounding advantage for the Red Wolves. Looking at the team stats, we talked about the shooting percentages. IU East 9 assists to 2 for Purdue North Central, 6 steals to 1 for the Panthers. The turnover count, Purdue North Central with 11, IU East with just 5, which is great for an early season game. 2 block shots for the Red Wolves, just 1 for Purdue North Central. 10 fouls for Purdue North Central, 8 for IU East. As far as foul trouble for the Red Wolves, no one in severe difficulty. In fact, we have 8 guys with 1. So basically, whenever someone's been in danger of picking up a second foul, been able to let them rest a little bit. So 44-18. We're going to put the burning Red Wolf back on the screen. We'll be back in about 5 minutes for the second half. You're watching Red Wolves basketball at IUERedWolves.com and the Red Wolves Sports Network.
And welcome back to IU East men's basketball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. IU East had the 44-18 lead at the half. A lot of great things going on for the Red Wolves in the first half. Like we mentioned with Athletic Director Joe Griffin, started the game off with a two-handed dunk, and you can't ask for much better of a start to a season than that, Kyle.
I can't think of any time I ever have seen that. When I was at Valparaiso in our glory days in the late 90s, we had a special play off the tip for that usually led to an alley-oop dunk, but I don't think it ever started the season that way. And this is how you script it, just where you say you play well, you score well on offense, you play well on defense, everyone gets to play, it's balanced. I mean, every coach says they want that. Even if you script it, so rarely does it actually happen. So I sound like a broken record, but I just couldn't ask for a better season or a better start to the season for the Red Wolves. Just all those things in your script you hope happens, and you're happy if maybe one or two of those three things happen. Like, all of them have happened. Just an unbelievable start to the year.
Well, the Red Wolves shot 51% from field goal range in the first half, 19 out of 37 compared to the Purdue North Central 25%, 7 for 28 from field goal range in the first half. Of course, the Red Wolves had 28 rebounds compared to the Panthers 17 in the first half, and just a great start to the 2014 season for the IU East Red Wolves. Both teams out on the court getting ready to begin the second half here. What's turned out to be a great confidence builder and great start for the IU East men's basketball team.
And at this point, we mentioned, again, last year IU East was in the opposite position, down about 20 at half, actually took the lead in that game before losing. Again, that game had a different feel. The team we were playing was unbelievably hot from three-point range, and this game just has a different feel to it. But what you want if you're IU East, because you've got a very tough game tomorrow against Oklahoma Wesleyan, which made the Sweet 16 of the national tournament last year, you want to maintain your level of play for this next 20 minutes. You want to make sure that you're not bouncing up and down. I think the cliche is playing to the level of your competition, because the competition tomorrow is going to be, no disrespect to Purdue North Central, but probably a little better than the Panthers. So if you're IU East, you want another 20 minutes just as solid as the 20 minutes you just played.
That was Clarence Heath with the basket for the Panthers. He now has 10 points on the afternoon out of the Panthers' 20. And that's going to go out of bounds. And it looks like it's going to stay Red Wolves basketball, but it looked like, to me, Kyle, it looked like it went off of Williams.
It had a lot of folks.
Yeah.
Again, and when it was ping-ponging around down there, referees pretty much have to make a guess. Well, it'll even out. We'll take it this time.
Claypool inbounds the ball to Hunt. Now back out to Claypool. He's going to take a shot from the left elbow, and that one will not go in. Here's Purdue North Central's Merchant. And this shot by him, and it's going back down to the Red Wolves end of the floor.
IU's defense did a good job on Merchant. Again, he was their leading, at this moment, he's their leading returning scorer as far as the people they had available for this game. So the focus that I think the Red Wolves had planned for a different person, they probably shifted it onto him, and I believe they held him scoreless in the first half. So good defensive work by the Red Wolves on what we presume would be the top option for the Panthers.
Brad Hunt with the basket for the Red Wolves. There's a missed shot by Merchant once again. And a shot there by number 11, that's Lafty. Red Wolves up 48-20.
Great take by Jacoby Claypool. He's someone I think that is going to need to prove they can do that. So many options on the IU East team that I wouldn't leave any of them open or not focus on any of them, but to keep it all honest, the key is going to be not only Jacoby finding the open man, but showing he can score if he needs to. So great to see him take it past the defense. He got up higher than I ever will. That got him to the rim and able to convert the basket while drawing the contact.
Red Wolves up by 30, 50-20. Here is 18:09 left to go in the second half. Free throw by Claypool will come up short. Still a 30-point lead for IU East. And there's the one-handed shot by Heath. And this is going to stay at the Panthers' end of the floor after it goes out of bounds. And Lafty will inbound the ball for Purdue North Central. He's going to inbound to Heath. Back out a little bit. And stolen away by Houston Clark. And there he is, and they're going to...
Through that right arm, I was hoping they wouldn't catch it, but yeah, Houston did extend that right arm to clear some space. Otherwise, it was an unbelievable play. I mean, in one motion, he stole it between the legs to clear space and got to the basket in about 2 steps. So take away that, I guess we'll call it an arm bar. Everything up to that was a rather remarkable play.
Clark's first, team's first. All the Red Wolves here in the second half. There's the turnaround by Heath, and there's going to be a foul on the play. Looks like this one's going to go against Clark as well.
Now that one, I say maybe he has a complaint. I thought he got in there clean, but again, a bit of an arm swinging motion. And he may have got some flesh in there as well. But good activity early in the second half by Houston.
First free throw by Heath is no good. And here's the second free throw from Clarence Heath. This one goes up and in, and it's now 50-21. Here's Claypool with the ball on the right side. Over to Williams. Here's Fangman. He's going to pass over to Williams. He's going to put up a jump shot, banks it off the corner of the glass, and it's going to be 52-21.
Very nice pass by Tyler. Very nice shot by Dom Williams. Dom's got the little leg kick on the jumper, but as long as it goes in, he can do whatever he wants with the legs on the way up.
And there's going to be a travel called on the Panthers of Red Wolves basketball. So here's Claypool bringing the ball up the floor for the Red Wolves. Guarded by number 4. That's Kiwan Ollie, and this one's going to be missed. So it looked like Brad Hunt.
I think it was Houston. Brad was in there as well. I thought actually the pass was going to him. Houston was open on the other side. Got the miss. They had it set up, was going for the off the backboard dunk, but we'll still take the 2 points from Dom Williams.
And this one's going to go out of bounds off the Red Wolves and stay Panther basketball. And Shane Spells comes back in for Purdue North Central. And referee calling for one of the Purdue basketball players to come over and inbound the ball. 54-21 after the basket there, and looked like maybe Clark got away with the push in the back there, Kyle.
I look like he may have tripped on his own as well. It could have gone either way. I think when in doubt, good to have the play on.
There's a basket by Cody Nelms. His first 2 points of the matchup. .23 points now on the Panther side of the scoreboard. Hunt comes up short that time.
They missed from close in, has IU East on 2 of the last 3 possessions. Again, going to matter today? Probably not, but things that you definitely want to see cleaned up by tomorrow when you're playing a team like Oklahoma Wesleyan. And then going on, looking ahead to next Tuesday, we'll be back here. You mentioned the first 3 games are here. Be playing against Indiana Wesleyan, which won the national championship last year and is ranked number 1 in the preseason poll. So when you got an open layup, maybe you can get away with not hitting them today, but need to convert all you can get over the next 4 days.
54-23. Dom Williams on, looks like number 10, and the basket by Cody Nelms will be good.
That was a nice little move by Nelms. They got the up and under. Red Wolves certainly being aggressive. There may be some opportunities to use that aggressiveness against them. I'm sure the Red Wolf coaches will note that on film as well, and we'll be able to kind of find the balance between the aggression you want without creating openings for the opponent on offense.
54-25, up by 29. And that's going to be an offensive foul on the Panthers. And it looks like this foul is going to be on their number 13. That's Shane Spells. That's his second. Team foul number 2 on Purdue North Central. So Red Bulls up 54-25 over Purdue North Central. We'll be right back with more IU East men's basketball on the Red Wolf Sports Network.
Dylan Newman had a terrible dislocated shoulder after a bad dirt bike accident. The long-term solution, surgery and intense rehab.
I trusted Reed Orthopedics because they had already fixed my ankle. And within 4 months of my surgery, Dr. Miller and my Reed therapist, April, helped me to regain my motion and most of my strength. Thanks to Reed Ortho, I can get back to what I love. It's all about trust. Right, Dr. Miller?
Right here at Reed.
Right here in Richmond.
And welcome back to IU East men's basketball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. Red Wolves lead 54-25 with 14:43 left to go here in the second half. Looks like number 11, that's Nick Bolenbacker, will bring the ball up the floor for the Red Wolves.
Basically a brand new 5 in for IU East. I imagine they'll basically go a new 5 every 5 minutes for the remainder of this game unless Purdue North Central goes on a mega run.
And that one there missed by Davis, but it'll stay Red Wolf basketball. Now, is all this subbing something, Kyle, that Coach Hester is doing just because we're up by 29? Or
I think so. If it was a first half, I wouldn't be surprised if we do it throughout the season. But, yeah, being up by about 30, first game of the year, a chance to give everyone basically an equal amount of playing time, see what they can do.
Bolenbacher inbounds to Salinas, over to Price. Price will give it out top to Trey Boyd. Trey Boyd over to Salinas. And here is Nick Bolenbacher. 56-25.
And that completes our list of, he was, Nick, the 13th of the 14 active Red Wolves to score today. So everyone get in the bucket on opening day.
Ollie gives the ball down to Heath, and it's going to be an alternating possession. We'll say Panther basketball. That's only the 4th jump ball of the entire game so far, Kyle.
Yeah, you are counting better than me. I don't think anyone's got a turnover out of it. It seems like it's stayed on with the same side each time.
Brandon gives the ball to Ollie, who puts up the 3. This one will be missed. Rebounded by number 10. That's Cody Nelms.
Nelms has had a nice start to the second half. He was the one that got 3 quick fouls early, which in retrospect, seeing his effectiveness early on probably didn't help the Panthers' cause early. So Nelms with a nice first 7 minutes to this second half.
And across court to Bolenbacher. His 3 comes up. No good. And a layup there by
Nelms again.
Nelms once more. So the Panthers on a little bit of a run here. Red Wolves still lead 56-29. We'll be right back with more IU East men's basketball on the Red Wolves Sports Network.
I'm Dr. Ganesh Ramachandran, the region's only hand specialist at Reed Orthopedic Center. Patients love how easy it is having everything under one roof and how easy it is to get here. Right here at Reed Orthopedic Center, right here in Richmond.
And welcome back to IU East men's basketball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. I'm Caleb Gillock along with Kyle Wright. The Red Wolves up 56-29 here in the second half with 13:03 remaining here in the second half. Red Wolves have a great start to their season. Bolenbacher brings the ball up the floor for the Red Wolves, guarded by Keewan Ollie. And he's going to take it up the middle and lay it in. Two baskets in a row there for Bollenbacher. 58-29. And he has 4 points on the night. Here's Caleb Brandon out top, over to Kiwan Ollie. And there's going to be a hold call, and it's going to go against Trey Boyd. That's his second, third on the Red Wolves. And Brandon will inbound the ball for the Panthers. He's going to give the ball to Nelms. Now it's back out top to Brandon. Over to Kiwan Ollie. Back out to Brandon, over to Spells. And Ollie wanted to shoot, but he'll pass back over to the left side to Spells. Reverse it around to Ollie, and here is Heath. This one will go off the back of the rim. And here's Vache Davis, and he's going to go to the line to shoot two.
Vache can get to the basket. That was the bulk of his production last year, just probably the most productive driving. That's why he shot 53%, even though he's a perimeter player, and also had a nice little run of free throws last year. He blames me for his school record streak of, I think it got to 27 free throws in a row, ending for mentioning it too much, but a nice start from the line this season.
Vache now has 8 points.
Just a very balanced lineup. Your scorebook probably with an equal amount of ink on every line on the Red Wolves roster.
And that's going to go to the Red Wolves. 60-29, up by 31. As number 11, Nick Lafty, comes back in for the Panthers. Trey Boyd will inbound to Bollenbacher. Shane Spells putting on a little bit of a press here on Bollenbacher. He's going to bring it up and put a shot up from the right elbow, and he'll go to the line to shoot two.
I know Purdue North Central's down. I just don't know that ball pressure on Nick Bollenbacher 80 feet from the basket's the best thing to do. Nick, I've seen him get to the basket against much bigger, much quicker players. Give him 80 feet of space to work with, and already right on him, he's going to get some openings.
First free throw by Bollenbacher is good. That was Shane Spell's third foul, fourth on the Panthers. Red Wolves now up 61-29. Here's the second free throw by Bollenbacher. He goes down as well, 62 points for the Red Wolves.
And to show you how balanced it looks like IU East is going to be this year, Nick, the only person that didn't score for IU East in the first half, leading scorer with 6 points in the second half.
There's a traveling turnover. It'll go to the Red Wolves. As it looks like coming back in is Fagman and Clark for IU East. And Salinas and Boyd will go rest for a little bit. 11:24 remaining here in the second half. Bollenbacher brings the ball up the floor. Vache Davis runs down beside him. And pass underneath down to, looks like Clark, back out top to Bollenbacher. Over to Davis for the three, and this one is good.
Red Wolves haven't had to rely on the three in this game. That's just their second one. They're 2 for 6, but showing they can still hit it if left open.
65-24 with 10:52 to play. Over down in the left corner, out to, looks like Merchants. His three will come up short. And this is going to go off the foot, out of bounds of Clark. And it will be Panther basketball. 65-29, 10:36 left. Brad Hunt checks in for the Red Wolves. He's going to take out, looks like, Josh Bratz. And Lafty will walk the ball up the floor for the Panthers. And Purdue is going to take a timeout. IU East leads 65-29 with 10:30 to play in the second half. We'll be right back with more IU East men's basketball on the Red Wolves Sports Network.
Dylan Newman had a terrible dislocated shoulder after a bad dirt bike accident. The long-term solution, surgery and intense rehab.
I trusted Reed Orthopedics because they had already fixed my ankle. And within 4 months of my surgery, Dr. Miller and my Reed therapist, April, helped me to regain my motion and most of my strength. Thanks to Reed Ortho, I can get back to what I love. It's all about trust. Right, Dr. Miller?
Right here at Reed.
Right here in Richmond.
I'm Dr. Ganesh Ramachandran, the region's only hand specialist at Reed Orthopedic Center. Patients love how easy it is having everything under one roof and how easy it is to get here. Right here at Reed Orthopedic Center, right here in Richmond.
And welcome back to IU East men's basketball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. IU East up 65-29 over the Purdue North Central Panthers here at the Caleb Dimmich Memorial Basketball Tournament at Indiana Wesleyan University in Marion, Indiana. Great start to the season for the Red Wolves as they're up by 36. And there's Merchants. Looked like maybe a little bit of a carry, but got away with it that time. Here is Fangman. Brings it up and will put up a left-handed layup. He missed and stays IU East basketball. So the Red Wolves up 65-29 with just over 10 minutes to play here in the second half. Vache Davis will inbound for the Red Wolves. And he's going to pass over to Clark, who tried to put it up, but didn't get that one. Here is Lafty. Spin move to the right. Stripped away by Bolenbacher. Bolenbacher over into the right corner. Here's Vache Davis for the three, and this one's going to be missed.
I don't know if Vache wanted to shoot that shot that early in the shot clock, but he was so open, he really had no alternative. That thought process probably got him a little off balance, caused that miss.
Hunt will come up with the rebound as the ball didn't hit any part of the goal. Here's Fangman. And he got tripped up a little bit there, struggles with it. Gives it to Brad Hunt. Brad Hunt goes to the right. This one will be missed. He's trying to get his own rebound.
Vache did hit a three a couple minutes ago. That for a while, IU East was up 30 with 60 points. No one in double figures. Vache, when he hit that three a couple possessions back, that gave him 11 points. So the first Red Wolf into double figures on the afternoon. There's a couple other guys closing in. I'm sure we'll finish this game with several in that category.
Hunt had the block, but the point will go to Heath after he had a good shot there. And here is Clark with another dunk tonight, 67-31. Red Wolves up by 36. Clark
Houston's, he's got the ball. He's developed enough perimeter skills that I don't see how anyone's going to guard him. If you take someone who's bigger than him and try to put him on the guard him on the perimeter, he's just going to be too quick and can handle the ball well enough to get to the basket. And if he goes down low, if you put a bigger guy on him there, he's too quick. He's going to get to the other side. Someone smaller, there's no chance. So I really don't see how opponents are going to deal with him this year. And that's just going to open up. It may not result in like 30-point nights, but it's just going to open up so many things for the rest of the team. It's obviously we missed him last year, and great to have him back.
Heath has the ball down low, guarded by Hunt. And here is Fangman bringing the ball up the floor. Goes to the left side, and the body check there by, looks like, Miles Merchant. That's his first 5 team fouls now on the Panthers.
Again, defensive technique by both teams. I mentioned this in the first half. At this point in the first games of last year, both teams would have like 20 team fouls by now. Appears both teams have adjusted to the new emphasis on certain aspects of defense and played a clean half.
Ball inbounded to Williams. Easy oop off the inbound, 69-31.
Nice adjustment by Dom. I'm sure he wanted the dunk, but saw that he wasn't really in position to get it. Adjusted so that instead of having to make a difficult layup, he made an easy layup. Got the two. Didn't necessarily get the highlight, but got the easy two.
And there's a traveling violation. The ball will go to the Red Wolves. 7:53 remaining here in the second half. Claypool has the ball, passes out to Hunt. Hunt puts up the jumper. This one will be missed. And rebounded by Heath.
Brad, from my tennis days, we had a saying, place it instead of hitting it, in terms of if you try so hard to put it in a certain spot, you don't really hit the proper stroke. In Brad's case, that time he tried to place it in the basket instead of just shooting it. Again, and give it 2 weeks into his freshman year, that won't be happening anymore.
Ball inbounded to Shane Spells. Now Williams, the defender. And they're going to call Williams on that one.
I spoke too soon on the avoiding the hand checks, but only 4 team fouls for IU East 12 minutes into a half. That's a good job by using the feet and not the hands at this point.
69-31 with 7:16 to play. Spells over on the right side, passes down to Heath. Ethan Fangman.
Nice block by Brad.
And here's Fangman. He brings the ball up the floor, passes down low to Brad Hunt, but Hunt not in position to receive the pass, and it goes out of bounds. Panther basketball.
What was a term I used yesterday on the volleyball broadcast? Good execution, bad result. The opening was there. Brad had his defender sealed. Just the pass, right idea, just about a foot out of Brad's reach. I keep using that 2 weeks term. 2 weeks to clean that up. That'll be a layup in 2 weeks.
Over to the right side, and that is Brandon Adkins that put up the three-pointer that time. And came up short, 69-31. And coming back in for the Red Wolves is Lucas Huffman. So 69-31, and Purdue North Central brings in number 10. That's Cody Nelms.
And so far to this point for IU, we talked about just no let-ups in the second half. They've probably not as intense as the first few moments of the game. Obviously, being the start of a new season, it's going to be hard to match that energy all the time. But they have outscored Purdue North Central by 12 in this half. So you got to say they've managed to the point that it's reasonably possible, kept the intensity level and sharpness where you'd want it to be in a game where the score is what it is.
Nelms now has 4 fouls on him, 7 on the Panthers. So IU East now in the 1-1. But Williams at the line, I believe he gets 2. And he does. First free throw, no good. And Matthew Warner comes in for IU East.
Dom's our second Red Wolf in double figures so far. He's got 10. He can match Vache for high Red Wolf if he can make this free throw.
And this one off the back as well. Still 69-31 with 6:23 to play. Out top is Adkins. He gives it to Merchant. Back over to Merchant on the left side. He drives up. Hunt there to defend. And it looks like Nelms came out with the rebound that time. He has 4 fouls on him. Merchant across to Adkins. Adkins down to Heath. Heath puts up the jumper, comes up short. And they're going to call Williams on a travel as he falls on the rebound, gets tripped up by a couple players on the floor.
Hope Matt Werner's okay, number 3. He got the worst of it. He's a tough one, but at the same time, if you take an elbow in the wrong spot, doesn't matter how tough you are, but it looks like he's going to stay in after hitting the hardwood.
Ball inbounded to Heath. Heath drives toward the basket, puts up another shot. And this one missed. Red Wolves get the rebound and bring it down the floor. Looks like Huffman bringing the ball up in that time for IU East. Down to Warner. Here's Spangman. Spangman makes a spin move. This one comes off the rim.
Great defense by Dom Williams there. Last year that would have been a layup for Nick Lafty, but Dom, great defensive position. I couldn't read his lips, but darn near just talked him out of even thinking about attacking the rim, and that gave the rest of the Red Wolves time to get back down on defense.
And this basket is good for the Panthers. Foul is going to go on Dom Williams. That's his third. 5 fouls now on the Red Wolves here in the second half with 5:07 to play. It looks like Parker Salinas and Trey Boyd along with Brian Slatter and for the Red Wolves. They'll take out Williams and Hunt. And the free throw shooter is that, it looks like Nick Lafty.
So he got his layup and his foul, just pulled it back out, the discretion, the better part of Valor that time, and wound up with a higher percentage shot and basket.
$69-34 here in the second half. Trey Boyd has the ball. He's going to put up the three. This one off the back of the rim. And here is Merchant. That's going to be an offensive foul.
Easy call. Matt was set for quite a while. The only question maybe would have been if his feet were inside the little arch that determines whether it's a charge or a foul, but definitely set in plenty of time.
There's Huffman. Passes out to Salinas. And they're going to call Slatter on the travel. $69-34, 4:37 left to go here in the second half. Red Wolves have 5 fouls on them. And it looks like 8 on the Panthers. Caleb Brannon gives it to Heath. Heath puts up a shot underneath. That one no good. And they're going to call him on the line out of bounds, and it'll be Red Wolf basketball.
Good hustle by Werner. Even he probably knew he didn't have a realistic shot at actually getting the ball, but it forced Heath to have to hurry up a little bit, stepped on the line, and ball back to IU East.
And here is Matthew Werner bringing the ball up the floor for IU East, trying to burn some time off the clock as he walks it up the floor. Shot clock at 22. And here is Trey Boyd, turns to the inside, and he is fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. And the foul is going to be on number 1, Brandon Atkins. 9 fouls now on the Panthers. Boyd at the line, first free throw. Bounce around on the rim a little bit, but no good. And here is Boyd for his second of the 2 free throws. This one is good. $70-34. Brandon passes over to Atkins. Heath has the ball. Trapped by 2 IU East defenders. Over to Atkins out top. He'll take it down the left side of the lane, put one up and miss. Rebounded there by Slatter. He kind of loses it, and Heath
Credit Heath with the hustle there. He down 36, still hustling for a loose ball to get his team an extra possession and an extra score.
There was Caleb Brandon with the three-pointer. Now 37 points for Purdue North Central. This will be missed underneath by, is that Slatter, Kyle?
Yes.
And there is Brandon once again.
All right, 3 minutes left if you're IU East. A couple breakdowns on both ends. Just you want a nice, clean finish to this game so you can go into tomorrow's game against Oklahoma Wesleyan with nothing but positive thoughts in your head.
And the foul's going to go against number 21, Caleb Brandon. Now has 4 fouls. Team's 10th on the Panthers. As Brian Slider goes to the line to shoot 2. First free throw off the back of the rim.
IU East just 10 of 20 at the line. Again, picking nits today, but down the line definitely want to be higher than 50% at the line.
And this one will kind of rattle around the rim, but no good. This is both free throws. Brandon with the ball on the left side. Over to Lafty. Here's Heath. Gets this one to fall. 70 to 41. And there's going to they're going to call the push off on Parker Salinas. That's his second, 6th on the Red Wolves. So as we go to timeout, IU East leads 70 to 41. We'll be right back with more IU East men's basketball on the Red Wolves Sports Network.
Dylan Newman had a terrible dislocated shoulder after a bad dirt bike accident. The long-term solution, surgery and intense rehab.
I trusted Reed Orthopedics because they had already fixed my ankle. And within 4 months of my surgery, Dr. Miller and my Reed therapist, April, helped me to regain my motion and most of my strength. Thanks to Reed Ortho, I can get back to what I love. It's all about trust. Right, Dr. Miller?
Right here at Reed.
Right here in Richmond.
I'm Dr. Ganesh Ramachandran, the region's only hand specialist at Reed Orthopedic Center. Patients love how easy it is having everything under one roof and how easy it is to get here. Right here at Reed Orthopedic Center, right here in Richmond.
And welcome back to IU East basketball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. IU East up 70 to 41 with 2:06 remaining here in the second half. Kyle, what a great start for the Red Wolves on their season opener.
Yeah, again, when you play an opener, the script is you win, you play well on both ends, everyone contributes. Realistically, if you check off even one of those boxes, you're happy, preferably the win one. And IU East is pretty well checked off all 4 of those boxes. So down to 2 minutes left, just looking for a clean finish of this game. Keep the positive thoughts going into tomorrow's game against Oklahoma Wesleyan, which we mentioned was a Sweet 16 team last year. They did lose quite a few pieces, but on paper they still look reasonably formidable. So you want to be on top of things going into that matchup tomorrow, try to get a 2-0 start. Going into, again, just 4 days from now, you're going to be playing the number 1 team in the country on this court, on their home court. So you want a clean finish, which, as I mentioned that for the last 30 seconds, it's really been anything but, hasn't it?
Brandon with 2 good plays there for Purdue North Central, 70 to 46. Got a steal and got a layup off of it, then a three-pointer, but that looked like Trey Boyd there with the basket for IU East.
Trey probably going to come up in reserve for us. Averaged double digits in the Crossroads League last year. He played for Goshen last year before coming closer to his hometown of Anderson here at IU East. And if he can have that kind of production, wherever we use him, whether he winds up starting or in reserve, that's going to be just someone who can give a good boost to the Red Wolves in that role.
Now, is Trey in any relation to Deja off the women's team?
They did both go to Anderson. I think they're – I don't want to say something wrong. We'll ask them. I know there's a connection. I know they know each other. I don't know how – it's definitely not brother-sister. I can't recall if it's cousin or not. We'll have to ask next time we get one of them on the air. There is some connection. I just don't know where it is.
Brennan's shot was blocked. And Trey Boyd also just had a three-pointer a moment ago for the Red Wolves. Three-point shot there by Brannon missed.
Shot clock's off. IU East, I think the coaches want them to pull it out and finish it. They'll take the last two, and that will probably be the last. No, Purdue North Central is going to give it a go to get one more basket, and if IU East gets it back, they'll definitely hold it in the backcourt.
Shot by Brannon goes off the front end of the iron, and the Red Wolves will take their first win of the season on their home opener, 77-46 over Purdue North Central. Kyle, what do you think about this afternoon's matchup?
Just a great balance. A year ago, if you said 77 points at the end of the game for IU East, you would have said no chance of winning. IU East really had to score in the 90s to think about winning last year. So to put up 77 and not only be able to win, but win going away, Coach Hester's talked about just a different emphasis on defense and rebounding and things like that last year. Not that we didn't care before, but just we were just able to outscore darn near everyone in certain years. But in past years, 77 would not have equaled a win. This year, it's an easy one.
All right, and speaking of Coach Hester, he and his son making their way up the stairs for the post-game show. And he's putting on the headset now. Coach, thanks for joining us for the post-game show. A great win this afternoon for the Red Wolves on their season opener, 77-46. What do you think about this afternoon's matchup?
I saw a lot of things we need to work on. I think that we did some things well in in spurts, but we're not looking for doing it in spurts. We want to do it with games 40 minutes long. We want to execute and play the way we should be playing for 40 minutes. And right now we're still at that stage where we're filling things out. A lot of new faces, a new system, doing some things. So we're trying to make sure that we're correct. We're executing the habits that we've been working on for the last 34 practices.
What are some of the things you guys are going to discuss before tomorrow's game against Oklahoma Wesleyan?
We've got to do a better job of talking. I felt like that was a strength coming in, but we had lapses where we didn't talk as well as we need to. And defensively, that's a huge weapon, is when you can really talk and disrupt other teams. I think we got kind of, once the score kind of got out of hand, we got away from being solid and doing some of the things we need to do. We've got to continue to keep our focus for a little bit longer. But overall, it was a good opener. We got to see what we needed to see, so that's a huge plus.
All right, once again, Oklahoma Wesleyan tomorrow. What do you know about them?
They got all new team. They went to Sweet 16 a year ago. Got one guy coming back, but they got JUCOs and transfers, so they've got older grown men, we call them, that are going to be very athletic, play very hard. So it's going to be a tough test for our young group to see if they're going to be able to answer that. They're also pretty big. They match us similar in size, so it'll be a good matchup.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks for joining us. Congratulations on a great season opening win. Once again, 77-46 over Purdue North Central. And as Coach Hester gives his headset over to Kyle Wright, we'll go over to Kyle, and he's going to give our game recap on the stats. Kyle, over to you.
All right, we'll start with Purdue North Central first. We'll go a little quicker than we did at halftime. Leading the way for the Panthers, Clarence Heath with 15. Caleb Brandon matched him with 15. No one else in double figures. Cody Nelms had 8, although if you go by points per minute, he may have been the leader. He was limited a bit by foul trouble. Nick Lafty with 7, and Siwan Terrell closed out the scoring with a single point. For IU East, 3 guys in double figures, a very balanced lineup for IU East. 11 for Trey Boyd, Vache Davis, and Dom Williams was the other person in double figures. He had 10. Then with 8 points was Houston Clark. With 7 points was Tyler Fangman. 6 for Brad Hunt, Nick Bolenbacher, and Josh Price. Had 3 apiece for Jacoby Claypool, Lucas Huffman, Parker Salinas. 2 points for Brian Schlatter, 1 point for Matthew Werner. Everyone that played scored. Say that all 3 times real fast. Looking at some of the team scoring, or team stats, I should say, IU East wound up 49% from the field. They were well over 50 for most of the game. Purdue North Central held to 33% from the field. Red Wolves hit 3 of 9 from 3 for 33%. Purdue North Central limited to 3 out of 19. That's 16%. Free throws, both teams probably not going to be real thrilled. Purdue North Central, 5 out of 9, 55%. IU East even worse, 10 out of 21, 47%. So I'm guessing that'll get some mention over the next 24 hours before the next game. Red Wolves win the rebounding battle 47-34. IU East with 12 assists to 7 for Purdue North Central. Red Wolves doubled them up in steals 12-6. 25 turnovers by Purdue North Central, 17 for IU East. A lot of those late. I think they played a cleaner game than that number might indicate. 4 blocks by IU East, just 1 by Purdue North Central. The foul total, 20 by Purdue North Central, 14 for IU East. Quick glance at the rebounds. Most notable numbers I see, 6 apiece for Brad Hunt, Houston Clark, and Josh Price. Assists the leader, Houston Clark, with 4 for IU East. A very balanced performance for the Red Wolves in the opener.
All right, thank you, Kyle. Well, once again, don't forget the men's basketball team back in action here at Indiana Wesleyan tomorrow at 1 o'clock. You can watch the live stats online for that. Also, the women's basketball team will have their first ever NAIA game, first ever game for the women's basketball program in IU East history. That game will be at 4 o'clock p.m. at Taylor University. You can watch that live here on IUERedWolves.com, or even better yet, come out and support our Red Wolves in their first ever game tomorrow. Red Wolves here today pick up the 77-46 win over Purdue North Central. Special thanks to Joe Starling, our camera operator, also Joe Griffin, our halftime guest, and Kyle Wright for the commentary, and our broadcast engineer. I'm Caleb Gillock, the voice of your IU East Red Wolves. IU East now 1-0 on the season. Thanks for watching. We'll hopefully see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching on the IUE Red Wolves Sports Network.